Welcome back. Today we've got my first new content preview. So today we've got the Armada Star Saber. It's the new combat coming out this Friday, this weekend's event. And there's one real quick one note. So the visuals were in playtest, but there's an update this morning with a bunch of bug fixes, and the visuals aren't in that update. So unfortunately, I can't show you those. If you want to see the visuals, I know Sunstreaker Waza has a video up that has the visuals in them. So I highly recommend you go check out his video if you're looking for visuals. So there's no visuals, but the description and what it's doing is still working just fine. So if we look at what it does, increases DPS by 32%. Every 10 seconds, create a space in which nearby foes are hit 5 times, each hit dealing 40% of the bot's DPS. This attack weakens the attack power of enemies by 25% for 7 seconds. So, if you break that down, increased DPS by 32%, that's not too crazy. Most others, melee combats or ranged combats, I'll do that as well. If you upgrade him to level 11, it goes up to 41. Again, that's pretty standard for other melee combats. The cool part is every 10 seconds, create a space in which nearby foes are hit 5 times, and the attack weakens the attack power of enemies by 25% for 7 seconds. So every 10 seconds, they're weakening the attack power of enemies by 7 seconds. So for 70% of the time, it weakens its enemies around it, which is pretty cool. So if you go take a quick look at my war squad, this is my live account for war squad. So we can't go in smokescreen, air raid, tracks, or Minerva. So the options are Leo, Blaster, Rook, or Pipes. So if you look at Leo, this is probably the one option you could. I use Big Daddy for the outposts. I think it's very valuable, and I think that's where Armada Star Saber's value will be, handling outpost bots. Because I don't see too many defenses being cluttered enough for him to get great value. And while I'll definitely be using him in events, he's a very solid combat. Just for the war squad, top of the top, I don't see him being more valuable against outposts than Big Daddy. That's kind of his whole thing. If we look at Blaster, I don't have a setup on. I think I use SB Optimus. So again, maybe I like Optimus's speed boost for the whole squad, or sorry, not speed, damage boost for the whole squad. So like if you don't have Optimus, maybe you can use him here, help even more with outposts. But I just don't think Armada Star Saber is better. And then if we look at our tanks, again, he's helping his whole squad with the shields. Again, if you don't have him, you can use him. Like, it's a good option. I just don't think it's better. And then lastly, I don't have him on, but I use Jays. Again, for a rushing warrior, just so that. Yeah, I wouldn't even say. I'd say any of the shield combats would be better for a rushing warrior than Armada Star Saber. But if we do look at its peers, if we compare it to other melees, Buzzstrike, they both hit a large area. The hack community is good for Buzzstrike, but you know, I'd at least consider Armada Star Saber. If we look at like Lionizer, I think, you know, probably better than him. Depending on the setup, better than Petraxodon. And Bashford's pretty good. So I don't know. It's very solid. I'll definitely be throwing it in my event teams. It's not my war team. However, like I said, I think its value is dealing with outpost bots. And if we flip that on the defensive side, I think its value could be just on your bots and from an outpost bot. So if we look at, I'm not saying these are the top 5 um, outpost bots, but pretty good ones are Swoop, Tigerhawk, Red Alert, Beachcomber, and Laser Optimist. So he can't go on Super Tigerhawk. Actually, can he go on Red Alert? He cannot. Okay. So then the options are either Beachcomber or Laser Optimist. So Jays is like the god combo with Beachcomber. But the Laser Optimist, he's a very solid outpost bot, and that's how I'm going to throw him on. Um, Whenever I get the 5-star, yeah, I'm going to throw it right on Laser Optimist in an outpost. So while it's not like a game changer, it's not going to solo your squad by himself. If you look at where I have him positioned, it's kind of in the kill box. Look at all these defenses hitting, kind of where he pops. So if you're in this hitbox or kill box, your attack is weakened, you're taking a little longer to get by Laser Optimus, it gives him more time in here. So offensively, again, solid, probably using events, but not on my war team. Defensively, I'm thinking I'll definitely get him in Laser Optimus. I think they're a great combo together. So again, the visuals aren't in what I'll show you in a second, aren't the final visuals. All right, so we've got Laser Optimus here. He has the Armada Star Saber on him. So if going like against one defense, nothing crazy. So it's again, that's not the final visual. That's just the temporary visual to show what's affected. So nothing crazy. You can see the pulsing there, but then when you go to cluttered buildings, you can see he hits a pretty good area around it. So this is why I think offensively it's okay, nothing crazy, but against outposts, or if from an outpost bot hitting like the actual bots, hitting a big cluster like that and weakening all of their power, that's pretty good. It's not broken, it won't like win you the defense by itself, but it's pretty solid. It's definitely useful for sure. Alright, now we've got him in an outpost, so I'm just gonna pop him real quick to use his ability. And then once he's out of that, let's say we got some ranges. We got some melee, small range, and a healer. So you can see this isn't broken. It's not going to win you the defense by itself, but hitting multiple targets, keeping them there for like at least an extra 5-10 seconds, that won't win you the defense by itself, but it's absolutely helpful. If you can position this outpost bot in like a kill box area, if your MDSs are right behind it, it gives it some extra time to get more damage off. That's absolutely helpful. So just to recap my thoughts. So offensively, I think it's okay. It won't be going on my war squad. It's not top tier, but I'll definitely be using it in events. It's pretty fun. It has uses. It's just again not top tier. However, I think its best use case is against other bots or defensively on your own bots, because its best values when it hits a target like a clumped area, which if you're as an attacker, ideally your bots are all clumped together working together. So I'm not going to say that this is going to change the defensive meta. It's not going to win you defense by itself like maybe Beachcomber can, or Jays on Beachcomber can. But it's at the very least useful. I'll personally be using it on Laser Optimus. If you have a melee that you have a combat on, it's like he's okay, but you don't love it, I would absolutely consider this. So yeah, this is my first content preview. If you have any feedback, please feel free to leave in the comments. I won't take it personally. It's my first time doing this. I'm learning. Um, Unfortunately, the visuals were broken. Again, if you want to check out the visuals, I know Sunstreaker Waza has them up on his channel. Either his most recent or second most recent video. So go check that out. Um, I'll be doing these about once a month. That's when new content comes out. I don't actually know what the next one will be. I think it's just labeled as something new in the event calendar, which is exciting. I I'm hoping it's a prime. They talked a little bit about that in the last two newsletters. I didn't think it would come this fast, but I'm not really sure what else it could be. The only other things I can think of is either a new combiner or a new Titan, which I don't think makes much sense, especially because they were just talking about primes. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure what it is. When I know, you will know. I'm super excited about those. Um, so if you're still here, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. If you keep coming back, a sub would be appreciated. And I'll see you next time.